get this meeting started at 7:12.
Okay.
Without a quorum, we got Ron, myself, and Neil, and 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 Ron. So why don't we talk a little bit about the town website? I see that we need some additional members.
Yes, last I recall, the only member that was interested or that had time to volunteer at least was Carolyn
And me.
and Ron.
Okay.
Um, and I think I mean Ron, you certainly have a lot of background in this with your Facebook page, Bike Walk Farmington, that you manage along with Carolyn. I think incorporating some of what you guys have would be an excellent addition. I think we need to reformat the website to be more cohesive into something like a quick description of our group. Brian, I think you mentioned some possible changes. Is that correct? Or
Just I was curious to know if there's a template for the pages that the town would like us to use.
yeah, there's no template. It's just kind of the IT will do whatever we ask them for the web
Okay.
page pretty much. I mean,
How much do
within
we want it to
reason, of
look like the
course.
rest of the website?
Yeah, I mean, I think let me pull up like Green Efforts. I know Garrett Daigle is kind of in the same boat as us. He's our assistant town planner that I work with closely, and he chairs or he is a staff liaison for the Green Efforts Committee. So they have a section for public outreach, and I'll share this with you guys. Share screen, share. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
So they have like public outreach. So this is where they put like their I guess their Facebook page and then their annual cleanup, and invasive plants in your backyard guide and stuff like that. So this is where their educational material is, for
So
the
those
most
are the
part.
links up front. Yep. So it's a lot of, this one is a lot of copy.
So is there like, can you dress it up, like put a logo and, or is it just this? It's kind of boring.
Do you guys see it?
We do.
Oh, I don't see it yet.
Well, I mean, I see the page you've got. I'm actually I went to the link that was in the newsletter.
Oh yeah, here it is. It just didn't move automatically. I apologize.
Yeah, that's what I see.
So, like, we have this long two-paragraph thing. I don't really think people come here to read. They come to look for a map or trail status, or links of, you know, whatever they're looking for, educational or places to go. And I think we try and make it more about destinations and the travel rather
Mm-hmm.
than, um, you know, necessarily the purpose of our committee. I mean, we can certainly have a small blurb about what we do here. I
If
think
we
that would
get
be
that down to
beneficial to
one or
us.
two sentences would be nice. Yeah.
Exactly my point. So I think we have that up top, with our revised name, and then we go with links.
Mm-hmm.
Um, have something in there for Bike Walk Connecticut. Have something in there for Bike Walk Farmington that Ron is running, and any other organizations. And I think we should have a section um, dedicated to getting businesses to become bike friendly. and what all of that entails, and then what our bike friendly community certification entails, and and try and educate the public on those two things, because those are the two things that I think we want to push in the future. And then because along with that, you know, that's the big picture thing, but along with that, you get the, safe streets to school, that Ron is pushing for, and that a lot of the other committee members are pushing for. So I think if we look more to that format,
Mm,
and maybe have news like on the side here as like a quarter panel.
mm-hmm.
That way, like any events are kind of always on the screen as you're scrolling through.
Yeah, that
And
Farmington patch link is no longer live.
yeah, we have to update this, and the town manager's office identified our some of our links as being inactive, and I told him we were going to be
Yeah,
forming a committee to kind of revamp this.
yeah. The first one, the share the road link, is not live. Are these things
Yeah.
still available?
Some of them are. It's just the organization might have changed names.
Okay.
There's so much stuff available.
Yeah.
Mm,
Like Ron, if you wanted to just rattle off a list of, instead of having 15 links, maybe 3 to 5, like good, decent, like educational, um, a map. Do you use an app to help you navigate at all, or
So
no?
there's a so through the Trails Council, they've come up with a website, and it's all brand new. The mapping, all the different destinations, like where to eat and all kinds of stuff. So I, that's live now.
Oh,
That would be perfect for this.
yeah. Like I
And
don't
then
know if,
yeah,
I
uh,
mean, so a lot of where people ride in town are on the trails, and I think that's a huge part of this committee. So I
yeah,
think, if are we part of the northern map or the southern map? Do you know, Ron?
we are the northern map.
The northern map?
Yeah.
We're kind of in the middle.
Well, we are. In fact, we're us and Plainville are divided.
Yeah. So we're on the northern map. So if we share something like this, like as a link, like a link directly to the, Farmington Valley Trails Council northern map, that way people can at least look at
Well,
Farmington
what I'm
and the
the
neighboring towns.
the page I was just talking about, the new map would be the way to go. The
The
new
new map, where's
thing.
that?
I'm not sure if it's on here. It's a separate website. I'll find out. I'll find it.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to send me links, at least I can get the links switched out. That's pretty simple. That's a quick email.
So
And then we can worry about, how this presents itself later, but at least the links will be updated.
so for Bike Walk, um, we would link it to our Facebook page because we don't have a website right now.
Yeah, link it to your Facebook page, and maybe we have, like, instead of just saying links and like here's a bunch of links and figure out what's what, we can have like map links and, you know,
yeah, right now we go
trail
to Simsbury Bike.
yeah, like trail guide links, or um
Can you do
social
it
media links.
can you do
That
it
that might
where
go
you
ahead.
click on like the logo instead, so it's more
Oh, I'm sure we could. I don't see why that would be a problem.
it's just identifiable like that.
Yeah, I don't see why that would be a problem.
Ron, are you able to find the pages that you're thinking of?
The map one?
Yeah,
No.
not this very second.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's in my emails because I've been checking over it, like making suggestions and stuff. I just don't
Okay.
remember it.
Yeah. Well, how about in the next couple weeks, Ron, if you could send me a few links that we could.
Okay.
Hey, one interesting one I see on that,
What's
You know,
that, Ron?
stuff like, oh, that one's not active on their website. Oh, it is. You know, I can't, I don't think I can promote businesses. I think that's the limitation.
Right.
But nonprofits are a go, I believe. So, like, I can't provide a link to like the bike shop that Matt works at.
Mm-hmm.
you see that warm showers one there at the
Yeah.
bottom? That's an interesting one. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but I know some people that use it when they do like bike adventures. And what it
Yeah.
is you offer to host somebody that's traveling through Farmington, a shower and a place to sleep
Really?
deal. And when you go out on your trip, you can take
Oh.
advantage of it. It's just a neat thing, but I mean, I'd like to use it sometime in the future, but I know
Yeah.
some people that do, and it's like all around the country, probably around the world.
Hmm.
It's just it's like a no money exchange Airbnb, if you will, for cyclists,
Yeah.
adventure cyclists.
Wow.
Hmm.
But I know yeah, it's just something, I guess, human interest type thing. Some people might be interested in because I know with our trail being part of the East Coast Greenway, there's a lot of people that travel,
Hmm.
from Maine to Florida, right? And they go right through this town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And would that be for people on like the Metacomic Trail too? Like they're not riding bikes, they're hiking, but
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, as
I mean
far
they
as I
are
know, it could
biking
be.
through,
Yeah, it
right?
doesn't
And
have to
that,
just be cyclists. It could be hikers too, I'm sure. Well,
And
I'm
that's
not
a
100% sure, but I'm willing to guess it. It would be.
Hmm.
I think the only requirement is that wherever you live, you have to offer that availability of your place, a bed and a shower or whatever.
I got a question for you, Devin. Are you
Yep.
thinking that to get input for the website, do you see that as an evening Zoom meeting or come into the office and sit down together?
uh, Ron, what do you think? Do you have an opinion?
I can I don't know. It's like one of those things where oh, you mean just with our little committee?
With our
Not with
little committee,
everybody.
yeah. Because I think we can share links, right through, you know,
Yeah,
the chat.
I
So
would rather do that. Do it through Zoom if
because
we could.
we've been talking about this quite a bit, but we haven't been able to make it happen. Do we want to
Yeah,
try and do something maybe next week before it gets into the holidays?
and there's
Sure.
Carolyn. Hey, Carolyn.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So we're talking about our little subcommittee for the website,
Nice.
and it's UI. Sounds like it's Brian, right?
Yeah, I'm happy to help coordinate,
Okay.
absolutely. But you guys have the content more than I do.
All right.
Great. Yeah, I'm all about it.
We're talking about maybe an evening Zoom meeting where we can coordinate and share links with with Devin, over Zoom.
Oh, wow.
How does
Is
that sound?
Devin, yeah, the webmaster.
I'm sorry, Devin, with Dylan.
No, Dylan.
Dylan.
I'm good. I know what you mean.
I'm looking at the name.
That's fine. Sorry,
Yeah.
we get tossed around between Zoom
Would
accounts.
that be okay for you, Carolyn, if we did like an evening next week? When I say evening, I don't mean late.
Yeah, I mean 7 is usually fine.
Really
Yeah,
good.
that'd be great.
Would that be okay for you, Ron?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was there a day or
Well, I was just about to toss out a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday next week, not knowing what anyone's schedule might look like. What do you think?
Okay, so I don't have any type of meetings next week at night. So
Those all should be fine with me.
Yeah, if we did something at like 4:30 or 5 even, like that way it's not late, or is that what you're thinking, Brian?
I wasn't really thinking, it kind of depends on what everyone's availability is. I can see this not taking too long,
Oh, I could
but
see
by that
it.
I mean like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's not too long, but I don't know what is comfortable for everybody else, especially if we put together some links before we even get together and we can share them and just review them before we get together.
Yeah. Yeah, why don't we try and do that? Let's share some links by the end of the week and then everybody review them.
Yeah.
And then maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday
How's-
next week, do
How does
something.
Wednesday look? Because I have meetings both Tuesday and Thursday.
Wednesday's okay. I could do like 5 or 5:30 is kind of my starting time. But Wednesday works.
Okay, so let's talk about the 20th. Now we'll talk about a time. Ron, what does your time look like on Wednesday, the 20th?
I'm open that day.
Do we want to talk about 5:30? Dylan,
Uh, 5:30 would be fine with me. It's up to
just
you
tossing out
guys.
5:30 thinking you might still be doing stuff at 5. I don't know.
I'll be fine with whatever. You guys decide.
Okay.
I
You
know you
want to,
probably want to get home. It's the end of the day.
That's okay.
5 is okay. We could do 5.
you'll be working from home or will you be working from the office, Dylan?
If it's at 5 or 5:30, I'll still be at the office.
Well, if you
Don't-
want to,
Don't change the plan on my account.
well, I think we have to be respectful of everyone who's sitting at the table. You work for us, but not 24/7. So why don't we say, do you want to say 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I can stomach 6.
Okay, does that work for you, Carolyn?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Ron, 6 o'clock on the 20th,
Yes.
6 p.m. And if you guys have some list or anyone has a list of links that they want to shoot along so we can coordinate everything, that way we'll have stuff to work with when we just sit down together at 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to send out the meeting reminder? Devin, or do you want me to do it? Oh, Dylan.
I'll do it right now. That way I don't forget,
All
to be
right.
honest. So new meeting, and then we'll do the whole group.
Why not? They're more than welcome to come, but
Okay.
it is a subcommittee, so it's not an obligation.
Okay.
But if you have input, please join us.
All right. I'll mark them as optional.
Does that sound fair? Ron, Neil, what do you think?
Sounds
Optional?
good. Optional. Oh, attendance from people? Yeah. No.
Yeah. But
We-
Ron,
we don't
Carolyn,
need
me, Dylan, we will definitely be there
Yes.
to map it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, we can put that we can check that box.
Yes. Very good. I'm gonna do it from my phone. So sorry if I'm looking at my phone. My college email is still on this computer and it won't let me change it
No worries.
from scheduling a meeting. It's changed elsewhere, just not here, I guess.
Don't worry.
So if I'm looking at my phone, I apologize.
So why don't we talk about the questions for the survey? I know that we were putting the survey off last time because the old one was still in place.
Yeah, the old one came down. I don't think I can see the results though.
Okay.
I think they'll be sending us the results along with the
Yeah.
report, but I can email the league and just double check that if you'd like.
I think
Awesome.
we can wait I think we can wait till we get those results and see where we are.
Okay, so we'll table this until we get the results from the existing,
Yeah.
or the just completed survey. All right. All right, so this is tabled. Okay,
Our next item is safe routes to school.
thank you.
Ron, I figured you'd want to talk about that. I know you
Yeah,
sent us some
did.
information. It looked like the correct me if I'm wrong. Canton, Hat East Haddam. Is that one of them? I'm
Well,
drawing a blank.
Canton, and then one from a different state that was just the Safe Routes. They have webinars from time to time, and they pretty much answer a lot of the questions. So that was the second one on there where it just kind of explains more of it, answers a lot of questions. But those
Yeah.
would be answered in any type of Zoom that we have once we get the word that we can move forward. So I sent it. Well, you probably saw who I sent it to. You,
I saw it.
a couple of the teachers at Westwoods, and
Yeah.
what's his name? Kyle, and then Dan to Tony.
Who is Dan Zatoni? I don't think I've met him yet.
Tone, he is the vice president of, not vice president, something of,
Wasn't he that like something weird like the interim assistant superintendent of finances for the school
there
or
you
something like
go. That was it.
yeah.
Simsbury Parent, where they do have it. So I'm breaking it down into the, because it can get so confusing, into the safe routes to school. And then the next email, once everyone has a chance at that, is to send it out regarding the bike to school days. And then the other one that people get it mixed up with is the 5th grade bike safety curriculum. And then, so I don't want it to get all blended together because it's easy to get mixed up with everything. So it's 3 separate categories, really. Because the bike to school days are different than the 5th grade education, bike safety education curriculum. Because the bike to school days involve as many schools who want to participate, and it's only a 1-day event. The 5th grade bike safety education proposal is for just 5th graders yearly for like a week where they're trained during gym class,
Okay,
taught bike safety, and then go out on the road for 1 class.
so the first email that you sent, earlier this evening, that's just for the
Safe routes to
the safe
school,
routes to school.
which
And
is
you have
what,
2 more coming.
yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that how we should break it down when we do our agenda? Just to keep it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the second 2, we really haven't reached out to the schools yet for the spring, which we're going to start doing. So really that almost doesn't come through this committee. That's usually like a bike walk Farmington,
Is that the second one?
and then we drag Neil over into that. That's bike to
Oh, that's not on here, Brian. That's
Yeah.
the bike to school days.
yeah. There is some interest on here. Like for instance, Andrus will go to the
Yeah.
one.
And I know PD usually supplies a couple officers, right, Ron?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe more than a couple.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um,
So yeah, we should discuss it here too.
okay.
And the fifth grade curriculum is going to be the most involved of all of these. And we pretty much have our little team put together with Carolyn, myself, Neil, Patty, to to go back and reintroduce it.
Okay.
And that's who we actually have Mr. Zattoni for. Hope I'm saying his name right. Because he's very interested in that type of curriculum. Because he's from Simsbury. He's a Simsbury parent, and his kids went through it, and they still ride their bikes to school.
So Ron, our role in this is more to facilitate, right? I mean, we're not putting on the bike to school days. We're not running the curriculum, but we're just trying to get the right people in the schools to do it.
Yeah. Well, especially with the curriculum,
Yeah.
we'll have nothing to do with that afterwards, unless we just want to go help.
Yeah.
The you know, Neil, how we get kind of stuck in the bike to school days.
Yeah. But
But
again, you know, we can't make them happen, right? And we made good progress last year, and we
Mhm.
failed on every one of them. Yeah, the rain hit us at Union School, but
yeah,
every other one fell flat. So, you know, we can only push it so much, I guess, is my point.
Yeah,
yeah,
We need engagement from the schools and the town to make it happen.
yeah. So we're kind of done like fighting schools, really.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. If they want to have it, fine. If not, well, it's fine too.
Yeah.
Well, in the case of West District, there was the construction, so it made sense
Yes.
for them. But yeah,
Mhm.
East Farms was not having it, I guess.
Or right, East Farms, or what was the other school there? Noah.
Noah Wallace was all gung ho, and then it fizzled.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's it for that.
Okay.
Unless anyone has any questions.
I just
No.
have one question. When you do the bike to school, say for East Farms, because I live right here, does everyone meet at a particular location, like drive to a location, then drive to school, so they all follow the same route, or does everyone just come from different directions to school?
So we haven't done East Farms yet. They don't they're not happy with the safety around that area.
Sure.
Um, yes, they all meet in the same place. Now there's all types of different programs that you can use. Simsbury, for instance, they have, let's say, a parent in maybe the Lake Garda area,
Mm-hmm.
for an example, and they may be responsible for 5, 6, or whatever kids,
Mm-hmm.
and ride in from there, different neighborhoods. Really, if it can evolve into that, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
Because then you're not even just talking about the bike to school day. That can become a routine. There's
Mm-hmm.
also the bike bus. Is that what it's called, Carolyn? Somebody had sent, there's something that's very popular actually all around the world, the bike bus. I think where instead of kids taking the bus, they all ride as a group from different almost every day, weather permitting. And they call it the bike bus. They just ride in a big group. And of course, that's where Safe Routes to School would come in, because then you get suggestions on how to make things like this happen. So we really have to climb this little ladder to get to where we want to be,
Mm-hmm.
or as far as we can be with what we have to work with. Windy roads. But it can be done to an extent.
Okay. Thanks, Ron.
Hmm.
Do we want to talk about the public information seminars? Or do you want, I'm sorry, Farmington Valley Trails Council update?
Oh, the biggest thing is on Friday night is our yearly meeting. There's a guest speaker, there's food, there's Bruce, talks about the state of the trails in the state. That is at the Avon Senior Community Center. You can find it online. And it starts at 7 o'clock. It's usually about an hour and a half, maybe. Hour and a half. And it's nice because you get different cyclists from all over the area, walkers, cyclists. It's usually a really good meet, and there's a guest speaker every year. This year it's a gentleman who has MS and didn't let it get in the way of his cycling, and he's going to talk about that.
Pretty amazing.
And there used to be the MS ride years ago. That was probably the biggest ride at the time. That's where I did my first century. And I don't believe they have that anymore. But he was on the ground level for that too. So he's done a lot in the cycling world with fundraising and stuff. So yeah, he should be really interesting.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Anything else before we move on to public information seminars?
No, public information seminars. We haven't connected. I haven't connected with Matt on that.
Okay. Because you were talking about it last time, but
Right.
we'll wait for him to join us. But what do you think is the next step that we need to do?
Well, we're gonna meet with, oh boy, we had a bunch of ideas.
Yeah. But did you
You
meet?
know, something that we did one year, I forget who, was it Bruce? We had it was like a year, Neil, you probably remember this. It was like a where we invited the public. It was at the community center, and I forget what Bruce was talking about, but really there were townspeople there, and they had a lot of concerns, and that was years ago, like 5-6 years ago maybe, and some of them had to do with crosswalks and this and that, and I think it was a chance for Bruce, for the town, to talk about what some of our accomplishments.
Yeah,
Dylan, if
I
you're,
don't
you
remember
remember
that, Ron.
yeah, and I think that's a great idea to have that every year. Just to let the community come in and ask questions and get to know the board, meet the board. So Dylan, maybe mention it to Bruce, see if he remembers, or see if I just kind of made this up in my head. Neil kind of remembers it. Sometimes I just have these.
No, I said I don't remember it.
Oh, you don't? Oh, sometimes I have like reoccurring dreams and I think they're real, so maybe that I really don't know.
I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up. I'll see him tomorrow.
Okay. The other thing we're going to do, and we're still going to do in the spring, is go in and talk to Matt was going to give his class on safe driving for people who drive trucks.
Yeah, we'd like to do that down at Highway. Yeah. We were never able to set up a meeting or a date though.
Right. Did we? And then I think we said we're putting it off until the spring now, right?
We could have. and
Yeah.
I'm just not remembering. But let's try and do early April. I do my MS4 training with them around then anyways. So if it's, I think we did April 3rd this year. So it's probably going to be, around the 1st of April that we do that training. So either the week before or the week after that would be ideal because they'll have all their training. But I can nail something down with Jim Rusbason, our highway superintendent.
Okay.
But I do need some dates from you guys that you would be able to meet. It's easier if you do it in the morning with them because they're all there.
Yeah.
I know that when we schedule our MS4 training, the guys usually have to, finish up what they're doing towards the end of the day and come see me down at town hall for their training, which isn't particularly what they want to do, but that's what they have to do.
Mhm.
So mornings is easiest for them. But we can do we
No,
can try and
mornings are
figure out
fine.
something.
Mornings will be fine.
Yeah, they start at 6, so that's why I, take if that works for you guys, by all means. But if that's not in your schedule, then we'll figure something out. They are getting back to the highway garage 2:33 sometimes later.
Yeah, morning will be fine. He's a
Okay.
fireman. Any time is fine for those guys.
Yeah,
Anytime.
yeah, 24/7, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So I'll talk to him again.
Beautiful. Do you want to do the recreational trails grant update?
Yeah, yeah. So recently I think it was Friday last week, got the notification that the AG has signed the document. But I haven't heard anything from Deep since that. So patiently waiting. I usually receive an email after the Attorney General signs from the grant administrator, with basic information and then all the forms that we'll need to fill out to get payments and whatnot. So I'm waiting for that. I should see that any day now. But if I don't hear anything by Friday, I'm gonna poke back at them and try and get that ball rolling. We might have to do a request for proposal from engineering firms, so that's something we need to clear up. So if we do that, it just extends the process a little bit longer because we have to allow them to
Move. Talk to him.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Man.
Well,
How
he'll
did
be
you do
coming
that?
back.
Hmm.
He'll be coming
What-
back.
What grant was he talking about? What is that for?
For the
The cup handle
Okay,
for getting that stuff, the
Well-
design started.
okay.
so that's
sorry.
what it is.
Did I cut out?
Well,
You
welcome
froze,
back.
yeah.
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 Where did I leave off?
We splashed some water on.
The Attorney General.
The Attorney General's office did sign the document uh, through DocuSign. I don't know if any of you have used that.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh, geez, Dylan. So,
Oh,
does anyone else who can move?
there he is. We're back.
Oh, you're back. So Dylan. So what exactly did he sign? Document for?
The agreement,
Beautiful.
the big important document.
So next
Meaning
we're
what?
hear from DEEP.
Yeah, I
move
should be
forward?
hearing from Deep any day now with the all the forms that we need for the program and basic information like that.
Okay. Realistically,
This
when do
means-
we? Oh, go ahead, Ron.
So now this means that it's a commitment to actually move forward.
It's a commitment to fund the project through this program
Oh,
from the Attorney General's office, and that they view I hope I'm not misrepresenting why the Attorney General has to sign, but it's an approval from the Attorney General's office that our project meets the standards of the program and that we will be funded set amount by the state.
Mm.
Given the parameters that we have to spend it, if they urged how important it was to include anything and everything that you may want to spend this money on, and if you do not include it in the application and you spend it on that, they will not reimburse you. So it seems like the reimbursement process is going to be a little stringent, but we'll get through it. Not worried about it.
Awesome. Once that's signed, we can start going out for bid.
Yeah, we can start getting the ball rolling.
Okay. Do you see that happening before the end of the year or more in the after the
I there's a good chance before the end of the year. Right now, we're jumping on a federal grant that closes end of January.
Mhm.
So as long as that's not taking up too much of our time, we'll certainly get that ball rolling.
Awesome.
Oh, we're also starting the 1928 building, so
A small project.
very small.
Now, I didn't see any bike racks in that project.
Ruh-roh.
Trying to remember.
Mandatory.
If there's not one, I'll see if I can get one in there.
Just saying. So I know everyone wasn't here earlier when we had our conversation about the
Yeah.
sign. You want to just go over that quickly?
Oh yeah. So I don't know who saw my longer email after notifying you guys that not TPC, but that the
TR.
thank you, Brian. TRB
TRB.
approved our requests with some modifications. With their approvals, we did get approval for a permanent speed monitoring sign in that area just before Depot Place if you're heading northbound on Route 177. However, in talking with the folks over at the T2 Center, specifically a former cop, Jason Hughes, that used to work in town, he's now at the T2 Center running their safety circuit riding program. And running this a program where they have traffic equipment that they loan out to towns. So I called Jason and asked for his input on where I could get one of these signs for free or through a grant or whatnot.
Oops.
Hit the screen, see if that helps.
Data that they have suggests that that works far more effectively than having the sign up all year round. They're actually working on a study right now for that. But they prefer to see it done more as a temporary measure instead of a permanent measure because the data shows that once it's
I haven't seen the data.
Yeah, it wasn't included in the package.
So I would like to see it timed, however, so that it comes on sometime in the spring, early spring, when the weather turns nice and people start using the trail.
Yeah,
So
that's
sometime
crucial.
March, April timeframe.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Probably
Sorry.
doesn't do a lot of good in December, but I was just
Well-
saying, Dylan, to have it time it so that it's on sometime in early spring when the trail starts to get used.
Yeah, so Jason put me in touch with the sergeant that so it turns out we do have a few of these signs. However, they're more for temporary use, such as what the T2 Center is suggesting. So we do have some of them. They're just not for permanent use. So he put me in touch with the sergeant in town that runs that program, and him and I chatted, and he said, you know what?
So Neil, while we're waiting for Dylan to come back, what are the months that you think we need to have those signs up for better safety and more speed control?
Yeah, I would start in March, April,
Uh,
right?
March, April, take it off for 2 months and then put it back on?
Sorry,
May,
sorry,
June?
I cut out again. Yeah, I spoke with the sergeant in charge. We put it up now because one was coming down. So they just moved the one that was already out, and we're gonna put it back up in March, April. It's already scheduled.
Oh, beautiful.
Yep. So that should be taken care of for early spring.
And then how long will that stay up?
6 to 8 weeks. And then it will move to somewhere else in town. We can put it on the flats or some other location, but him and I are gonna work together and me with you guys on locations where you think this sign not a sign, but this monitoring system should be. Like we could do Brickyard Road, we could do through the flats. There's an endless possibility of places we could put this, especially on town roads. On town roads we have a bit more freedom of where to place it.
When do they need our schedule of when and where they want these things to go up?
Oh, he just needs it a couple weeks in advance.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you needed
Yeah.
month.
No, they have 4 signs, so they get rotated pretty regularly.
Okay, just curious. Thanks.
Yep. No problem.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
questions.
thinking between all of us, we can come up with places when we ride where we feel like there's a lot of,
Yeah. I'm thinking if we take up one of their signs for our own, use, one of their 4 signs, that would be tremendous. Yeah.
Would.
So every 6 to 8 weeks, it's getting moved into a different location that services the trails or local bike routes or whatnot. I think that's the best course of action. And by the end of the year, we can bring it nasty potholes on Meadow Road. Again? Rich, I thought they filled them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, they filled them after I put the work orders in last year, whenever that time was, but
Yeah,
they're back. And
they're back.
so I'll put them in work orders, and there's one on the opposite side that's pretty bad too. So
All
I'll
right,
put
they're
them in.
good.
I'll get the pole marker numbers and put them in once I get them.
Yeah, put them in because those go direct. That email will go directly to the highway superintendent and the one of our foremen, and they'll put it on the list for pothole filling when they
Yep.
get to that. It won't be till after leaf season, I'll tell you, but late December, hopefully they'd get to it.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that, Rich.
Yes.
But yeah, I think if we give him 4 or 5 locations that he can rotate throughout the spring, summer, fall, I think that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Me too.
That should be pretty
Yes.
easy to come up with a list of that.
Yeah. Yeah, as opposed to having one sign permanently installed along Route 177. Although that is what our approval's for. If you guys want to do that, we can. It's just recommended not to be done.
No, I didn't know that it was gonna be our sign, so to speak. So
Yeah.
I like the idea of.
I like the idea of moving it around. I thought Jason had an excellent point. You get
Mhm.
one sign and it kind of services a broader region than just one street.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thanks for getting that done, Dylan.
yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
All right.
And then the Meadow Road signs, Ron, they reduced it from 5 to 3.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we're struck down to the entrances to the flats as opposed to entrance, reminder, and exit. um, which it is doable, and that directive has been handed down to folks at the highway department and our sign guy, so they'll be making those signs and get them up in the next few months.
All right.
Again, if we could time that so that they go up in March or April,
I'll try and let them know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
because if they
they're
go
not
up in
going up now.
February, yeah, if they go up in
Yeah.
February, nobody's riding, so they won't make the connection. And
Yeah,
I'd actually recommend that we get a bunch of people, and I'll be happy to just do laps on Meadow Road when those signs go in.
Yeah, let's do it.
we'll see if Jeff is gonna have his annual police bike training. Maybe they can do some laps.
Yeah.
Well, we can have the people who make these decisions out there on their bikes and see how close the cars come.
Yeah.
I figured forget it. I
Um,
froze.
oh, Dylan's back.
Oh, I froze again. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good. Nope, you're
No,
good.
I did.
Oh, you did. Oh. So before everyone freezes here, Dylan, did you want to talk about schedules for next year's
Yeah,
meetings?
yeah. So our secretary in the planning office reminded me this morning that we need to nail down our schedule for next year. So I went ahead and created a document with just the second Wednesday of every month, just as we've been doing. I'm ready to send that out to you guys if you want no changes. If you want to do a Thursday or a Tuesday or a Monday or a Friday, let me know. I just need to make sure that there's a Zoom account available to me. And there aren't any conflicts with like town council or anything like that. But typically every other Wednesday or every second Wednesday is good because the other committees usually stick with their schedules.
Yeah,
So
I think this was picked because it didn't
it
really
kind of fits in, yeah.
have a conflict.
Yeah, the only conflict we have is the economic but Rose Ponte's group. But they end at 6:30 usually.
Okay.
So
Well, that works if it ain't broke.
all
Yeah.
right. Brian, do we technically have a quorum?
We do
If you
not
guys,
technically have a quorum.
we
I
do
think-
not.
I don't think so. We only have what? We have
5.
we have 5. Is 5 a quorum? I think we have 7 members,
We have
correct?
7
You know, if it's 7, then we
members.
have a quorum. Yes.
Because if so, you guys can vote on it tonight.
1, 2, 3,
Um,
4, 5, 6. Yeah, we do have a quorum. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
we do.
would you like to vote on it tonight, or would you rather wait for the rest of our folks? If we wait, then our first meeting of the year will be technically a special meeting
Okay.
because we'll fall within the 30 days.
I think it's fair since we have a quorum and we have a couple of absences to say, why don't we vote on it? And if there are any issues, we can adjust going forward
Mhm.
Yep.
because that happens as well. Does that sound fair to everybody?
That sounds
Yep.
fair.
Okay. Well, all those, do you have at least a copy of this or we're just going to go with, the second Wednesday of every month at 7? Is everyone comfortable with that? Without having it in
Yes.
front of you?
Yep.
I just sent out the document.
Oh,
You should have it in a minute. But yeah, it's the second Wednesday of every month at 7.
all right. If everyone would like to take a look at that, and if you're comfortable with it, because I'm looking at it right now.
I think in the email I said we could vote on it at the next meeting, but if you would like to vote on it this meeting,
Well, if we have a quorum,
yeah.
let's get it done that way. We don't have to schedule a special meeting. So, all in favor of accepting the agenda, the meeting? Yeah, go ahead, Ron, Rich.
I'm in favor.
Oh, in favor. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Good to go. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank
Alright.
you.
No one abstained? I saw.
No, not a one.
All right. We are a team. All right. The next thing, did you want to address, because I know that we spent a lot of time and you guys put a lot of time into working on that trail coordinator. And
Yeah.
Dylan, you've had a chance to review that before we went anywhere with it. I figured it was best to review that with you before it went anywhere else.
Yeah. So a part of our bike league application, we needed and let me know if I freeze again. But we needed a position in town hall that had something to do with bikes. So I got together with Devin over at the town manager's office, and we added that into my job description, and we have recently hired a second civil engineer for the town. So now there are two individuals with bike related duties in their job descriptions. It is the same.
Oh, you froze.
Hopefully coming back in a moment.
I wonder if we can add driving a leaf truck to their job description.
Yeah, we might have to leave that one out.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Ah,
that's good.
thank you.
Oh, well,
Um,
we missed a lot of that.
We missed all of it,
All of it.
except
Oh.
that there's two of you now.
There's two of me now. His name is Justin Stone. He started Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday. And he's fantastic. Uh, really up to his stuff with ADA compliance, and ProWag and all of that stuff. So I don't I see him being very active in what we're trying to do. I don't think him and I are switching by any means. So
We
he
don't want to
won't be
lose
joining
you.
us. Yeah. But that our position now has the bike related, I forget what the actual wording we settled on was. I think it was something related to the bicycle League of America or League of American Cyclists language. I can pull it up for you guys for next meeting and we can look at it closer if you'd like. But
Yeah, I
we're
was just
trying
gonna
to
ask. Yeah.
yeah, we're trying to cover the part-time coordinator internally without having to hire it out. I know you guys worked a lot on duties. A lot of those duties overlap with mine and Justin's in terms of like looking for grants and whatnot. The only difference is sometimes we're working on road grants or grants for other things related to public works. But
Dylan, I know that he just started, but would it be fair, maybe in the first quarter of next year to find out how many of those items in the job description that was created are covered by the two of you and what that division of labor might be?
yeah, we can look into that for sure. I had to break down loosely what everybody in town hall did for cyclists and pedestrians for the application. So I had myself, obviously, and I had some of our folks in planning dedicating a small portion of their time because they're reviewing plans and guiding developers with the regulations. And then I think I have Kathy or Devin in the town manager's office spending time on it, just from a fact of residents' wishes and requests. And then police, because I know that the police do patrol the trail every now and then. I had a cop for a little bit of time.
Yeah, that was helpful and some cleanup. But do you guys have any
Yeah.
questions?
I have a quick question. Is there like an hour like designation, or are you guys just kind of when you
It's in the job description, but it's not like you should spend 3 hours each week on this, so to speak. There are weeks where we like if there was a specific bicycle or ped project that we're working on, um, that might take up, you know, out technically we're 35-hour work weeks, but that might take up 25 of it one week. And then the next week might be 0. So we probably will average 1, 2, maybe 3 hours a week on bike ped stuff at least. Because we'll be heavy on it in the winter months, as opposed to the summer months when we're focused on construction. Like right now, we're working on the Meadow Road sidewalk project. So I would classify that as bike ped. It's bringing people to the trail from Meadow Road
Mhm.
over to New Britain Avenue Trail. And we're working. I'm going to be working on the Rec Trails grant project from High Street to South Road pretty soon once we get that fully up and running. So we definitely spend time towards it. Is it 20 hours a week? No. No, it's not a full-time or not a full part-time person. But there are 2 of us now, and we should be able to cover everything we need between the 2 of us.
Mhm.
That's my point, at least.
Thanks for that question, Carolyn. A question for you, Dylan.
Yeah.
You mentioned a couple of projects that we have in the work. Are any of them we had talked about when we had plans in place that we could share with the team? Are any of those in a space where we could share with our team so we could take a look at them and give feedback on what we have for ped and for bicycling?
Meadow Road is in its infancy, but it will grow fast. We should have something by next meeting for sure.
Okay,
Um,
make sure that
it-
that's on the agenda if it's available.
yeah, it will certainly be available. It will more than likely be one of the last working drawings that we're on, if
Okay.
not a very close final version. And I hope you're all happy with it. We're trying to be really good. Um, and
Wait, what is this? What, Meadow
Meadow,
Road?
yeah, Meadow Road sidewalk project between Route 177 and New Britain Avenue.
Oh,
The,
along the gardens? No.
No.
yeah, no,
You said 177 to New
yeah,
Britain Avenue,
Oh,
so it's
New
the other
Britain
side.
Ave, New Britain Avenue.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's the other side.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and we'll be on the west side of the road. Yeah,
Okay, I'm just making a quick note that if we can put that on the agenda for next time.
yeah, absolutely, Brian. And if not, I'll have a copy of the drawings anyways.
Oh, all right.
So
Yeah.
just a question, does that connect to Judson Lane then?
It will, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll pick up where that sidewalk ends. It's opposite of Wisteria Lane. Yeah.
hmm
Which is
So,
the
so
newer
it's on
street
the school side of,
on the school side. Yep, on the Judson side.
how wide is that? It's a sidewalk, not a bike trail, right?
Yeah, it's a sidewalk, so it's going to be about 5 feet.
Okay.
I mean, we'll have flat spots on either side, but it's true. I can't go through there, Neil, with an 8 foot
hmm
wide area because we'll just have too many utility conflicts with utility poles. And then we'll have some right of way issues with grading. We'll need a lot of easements.
Yeah, I'm thinking, connectivity to Westwoods.
Yeah, we're gonna add crosswalks at each one of, or we're hoping to add crosswalks at the end of each street there, so that
Mhm.
I mean residents are gonna cross this Meadow Road to get to the sidewalk anyways. Figured why not give them a safe place to do so. So we'll be looking at whether we need rapid flashing beacons or not at certain areas.
Okay. Well, yeah, look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see that next time. Anything else? I just want to see, has everyone had a chance to take a look at the minutes?
Oh,
Sorry.
wait, I
Oh.
know what.
Oh, thank you.
Somebody
Ron.
had mentioned in a social media post about in front of Naples, where there's a crosswalk in the driveway of Naples. There's a crosswalk right when you come off of. the
Oh, they
road.
just repaved that.
So it's always been there.
Well, they repaved and striped it, so I'd have
So-
to go back to see if it's always been there in an aerial.
So the only question is, I know, I don't know if I've seen them in Farmington, the signs where it'll say yield to pedestrians in crosswalk when you take a right-hand turn. We don't have those in town, do we? They're all
There's
over
one
the
over
field.
by the Little League fields.
Oh, there are?
Is that Wawasa? Yeah.
There was
just
no
wondering-
crosswalk
Is
in
that
the
a
parking lot.
candidate?
Oh, there wasn't one?
Also,
Yeah, I'll share the screen so you guys can see the same thing I'm looking at.
okay.
So Ron, I was there yesterday or the day before. The sidewalk continues across the intersections, right? So there is one of those fake brick crosswalks,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay, going straight on the sidewalk up, from Naples straight across. But now they added a sidewalk down
Here, right?
in the drawing. It's where the Quest Lab is, so it's kind of just
Is it
just
like right
north, I
here?
guess, of Starbucks. No, it's closer to that island right there.
Oh, kind of
And
like
it kind of
this.
goes diagonally across to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is
And
that what they
that
were
is
talking
where
about?
most people are going to be crossing, I would think.
Oh,
I certainly see a lot of people crossing there.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Is that a town issue or is that a property owner issue?
I can ask our folks in planning if that's something that they regulate. Is it that the fact that we don't want that there, Ron? Is that what we're
No, Neil, did you comment on that too?
Well, somebody was questioning and thought it should be moved further down
Oh,
because traffic's going to back up or something.
yeah, vehicle traffic. I can see that argument, but
Yeah, but I think that's where most of the pedestrians are going to cross
yeah.
because
I
you've
I
got
think the developer had good intentions, at least.
Yeah.
We can say.
and frankly, coming out of that parking lot, the traffic is stopped anyways. So,
yeah.
and there's room for enough cars coming in, 2, 3, 4 cars deep before you get to the crosswalk. So I think people are going to cross there anyways. If you moved it down by the package store, nobody's going to walk all the way down there
Yeah.
just to cross to their car.
Unless they're
True.
going to the package store.
Yeah. But most people, the heavy traffic is probably Naples and Starbucks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
and we all know cars ignore the crosswalks anyway. So,
They do.
Until there's a mishap.
Mhm. All
yep.
right.
All right, so is that going to be a question for the developer or the property owner, Dylan?
I'll bring it up with Bruce to see if it's something. It's parking lot striping. I mean, it's something that we look at when we're doing a new development and we're doing a plan review
Mhm.
after the fact. I'm not sure what the requirement is. I mean, if anything, they're just gonna have them revert back to their original approved plan. Whenever that was done, this is an older strip mall, so could be much older.
Yeah.
Rich, I see your hand up.
Which means it might go back to no crosswalk.
It would go back to no
Yeah.
crosswalk. So if it's an issue, there's a good chance that it would just go away entirely.
So I don't know if it's worth bringing up. I mean, it was one Facebook post,
That's
right,
it. It
Ron?
was just one
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think
I'm
it's
not
a
sure
good
that I'd stir
intention
the
kind of
pot.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right,
Rich,
this
go
was
ahead.
Brought up.
Yeah, just related to this, the crosswalk, when you're coming down Town Farm Road, and if you want to use the crosswalk to get across Route 4, that turns, that engages with the green light. So you're putting yourselves in the line of fire if somebody's making a right-hand turn there. I don't know if the town's aware of that, but that's the case. It's a safety concern in my opinion. Pretty severe
So it's
one.
not, sorry if I get this wrong, it's not passive, or it is passive, right?
I guess that's what
passive.
you call it. Yeah, you hit the button, it gives you the signal to cross, but it also gives
Yeah,
the
it's not
traffic coming off
exclusive,
Town Farm Road a green light to go. So if somebody's making a right turn,
which they
They-
often are.
yep, they can right hook you right there.
That is where
Okay.
that signage is supposed to go. Yield to turning cars, yield to pedestrians in crosswalk.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's a sign there or not. I just know that's how that light works.
But that's
Mm.
exactly the situation in Avon
Mhm.
where I see the sign.
Ron, can you take a photo of that sign next time you're over there?
Man, I almost did. There's actually two of them for when you make a left and a coming both ways.
Yeah, because if
Yeah,
it's just
and-
a sign, then should be
And,
simple.
and
Not-
Dylan, there's one in the westernmost entrance to the Little League complex, not the one with the car wash. There's a couple of those signs there coming out of the Highlands,
Okay,
and they
I'll
just
try and
appeared
look for
about
'em.
3 or 4 months ago. I don't know who put them up, or I mean, I had never seen them in town before.
That's
They're
interesting
fairly
because
new.
somebody on this meeting, a concerned citizen brought that issue up probably a year ago at one of these meetings at that
Okay.
exact intersection.
Yeah,
Right.
so I think there's 2 signs there, one on either side of Route 4.
Okay, that's not my doing.
But they should be there. It's
It could be DOT. The DOT's been putting up a lot of signs lately. And then they tell me that I can't put up signs because of sign pollution, but
right.
that's a
But-
different
but-
story.
But that's the exact situation when you're going to make a right-hand turn, but that crosswalk is telling you to walk.
Hmm.
That's when it's used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me look for that over at the Little League.
Okay.
If I see it, I'll take a photo.
All right, has everyone had a chance to look at the meetings from our last meeting?
Yep.
Do I have a motion for approval of the minutes?
Motion to approve minutes from last meeting.
And the second?
Somebody.
Oh,
A second.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstains? All right, meeting minutes are approved.
Thank
think
you
that's-
all.
I think that's everything, so yeah,
All right.
thanks. Whoop. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All right, have a good night,
8:25.
everyone.
25, we're
night.
out.
Good night.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Right.